Members of the council, I have 4 items I want to visit with you about this evening. The first of those is a brief update on the renovation efforts that we're making to both the mobile meals and the Historical Society Museum facility. As you're aware, both of these facilities are in need of significant improvements and upgrades, and those will occur over the next several years as we're going to do that in a phased process because of the cost involved and the ability to plan those out. Start with mobile meals. Of course, that entity is located in the old senior center facility on West 3rd Street. Recently, a contract was awarded to A.C. Owen for a little over $350,000, and the work to be accomplished under that contract will include a new lowered ceiling, LED lighting, a walk-in freezer and cooler, 4 new HVAC units, kitchen vent hood system, and plumbing upgrades. In addition to that, the city's also spent about another $15,000 in getting the facility ready for the contract work. And in addition to both of those pieces, the city has spent to date a little over $55,000 for roof replacement and repairs to the facility, and the funding for that is coming from the insurance proceeds from the hail damage that we had. For the Historical Society Museum, of course, is located in the old National Guard Armory. The drawings for the major kitchen renovation, which is a major piece of the first phase, has now been completed by Thomas Small Architects, and we hope to advertise for bids. Actually, I had November in my report. Actually, it's this month that we'll advertise for bids. In fact, probably within the next couple of weeks. We have completed some initial improvements to the museum facility as well, including the conversion of the men's restroom into a laundry room, a new washer and dryer have been installed, and a new utility sink as well. And like we did at Mobile Meals, the city has also spent a little over $50,000 on roof replacements and repairs to this facility as well, again using funds from the insurance proceeds from the hail damage. The city funds that we're using for both of these projects as we proceed, not just with the initial improvements, but the ones in the future, except for the hail damage items, all of that funding will come from the General Fund Capital Improvements Fund. So we're making some good initial progress, and we obviously have some ways to go, but I think you'll be able to see some of those improvements here in the very near future. The second project is the 33rd and Broadway intersection improvements. This project will include additional westbound to southbound left turn lanes, dual southbound to eastbound left turn lanes, and both single westbound and eastbound right turn lanes. We'll also install a median on 33rd Street east of Broadway, and that area will be widened as well. The utility relocations are underway, and those should be complete in roughly 1 to 2 months. You might keep in mind this is an ODOT project, and ODOT hopes to bid the actual road construction in March of next year. The estimated cost of the project is about $6 million. Federal funding is scheduled to provide a little over half of that, and the city would provide the remaining 49%. With our allocation coming from the 2000 capital improvement sales tax. Excuse me. The third item is an update on our sales tax. Through the first 3 months of our current fiscal year, the news remains very positive. In fact, the October check that we received was the highest individual check that we've ever received within the city in a 1-month period. Cumulatively, we are now 5.7% above our actual collections from a year ago. The check we recently received also includes over $108,000 from the state in terms of the sales tax holiday reimbursement that they provide to all municipalities. And that amount actually for us was up a little this year from what we had last year. So the news on sales tax continues to be very, very good. And the last area I want to visit with you about tonight is just an annual report on the Pelican Bay Aquatic Center. You have the report from our Parks and Recreation Director, Craig Dishman, in your packets. And that report identifies total regular attendance for the season of 33,455 people. And again, our normal season for the operation of that facility runs from Memorial Day to Labor Day. This year, the facility operated at a budget deficit of $7,784, as compared to a much larger deficit of $68,890 that we ran last year. And one of the major reasons for the difference in the lower amount of the deficit is that we used considerably less staff overtime this year in the operation of the facility. So with that, Mr. Mayor, that concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.